everyone. I am coming to you today to talk about an awesome experience I recently got to have. I was a volunteer participant at Challenge Day, and Challenge Day is this amazing nonprofit and opportunity to bring a program into schools, public, private, any groups of people, but really we were in a public school, and it's just more than an anti-bullying workshop. It's a breakthrough experience that can shift a school culture, and that is exactly what I got to witness. It was incredible to see kids who would typically be really big bullies or just in their shell, and you never, as a teacher and teaching for 14 years, it could take a whole year before a kid would share something personal with me for me to even understand what they were walking through or going through, and this all happened in one day. It was incredible. So the way the day played out was the kids came in, the adults were prepared, they do have facilitators that are trained, and there was opportunity for games, icebreakers, all these things. And then there was a point where the facilitators shared some really heavy experiences that they had walked through in their childhood and young adulthood. And then we were taken into groups, and the facilitator, adult facilitator, the volunteer, me, and there was a bunch of other adults, we sat with a group of kids, and it's very structured, where one person speaks at a time, and we share something really personal, a really hard struggle that we walked through. And just instantly, when I started sharing about my journey as a single mom, for the kids in my group, high schoolers, the big bully kind that never say anything, they're too tough for all things, just instantly start crying as I'm talking. And there's no opportunity to give advice, to give feedback or anything. It's just the speaker talking. And then you get hugs and love, and then the next person goes. And in that 20-minute period, there was one student who shared her father committed suicide because he was in a gang, and so it was a choice between the family being killed or him take his life, leaving her and her 8 siblings and mom, who now mom is involved with a married man. So this 15-year-old takes care of 6 younger siblings and comes to school and deals with the bullies and deals with the pressures. There was another child in that group who she walked out when her brother was about to take his life in a car, and she was there. And I mean, just these really heavy experiences that these kids walk through. And as a teacher, you never know what's happening because they don't share. And it was just so powerful for them to just know that there's an adult that's listening to them and cares. And after that part of the day, there's a part where it's a silent activity where the whole group, so all 80 kids and adults, different things, experiences are called out, and you cross the line if this is an experience you walk through. Things like incarcerated parents, a death in the family, eviction, sexual abuse, physical abuse. I mean, all these things, and all these kids are crossing the line, and the tears are just streaming, and you're seeing these big football players that are just such tough guys just breaking down, crying. And one that really broke me was they had to cross the line if there was teachers who had humiliated them at one point as they're in their career as a student, and it really broke my heart to see majority of them cross the line. It was a very powerful moment for me to just reflect on my own profession and how I can control myself when, you know, we're all human, we're all teachers, we get fed up, we get tired, a lot of behaviors in the classroom, but you really have to think about the hurts and the things that these kids are walking through too, and how that can affect them and how humiliated they were. And sometimes school, when you get to know their home situations and their home lives, school is that last glimmer of hope for them. There was also an opportunity when they crossed the line if there was somebody in that room that had bullied them, and to see the kids that were brave enough to cross, and they were just weeping. And at the end of the day, there was a chance for anyone who needed to say sorry, to apologize, to try to rectify any relationships, to have that chance. And all those kids that had crossed then, I mean, it was just swarms of kids hugging them, accepting them. It was so powerful. And at the end of the day, when they got to get up on the mic and just share what had happened in one day, one school day, it was so powerful. I mean, these kids were saying, I'm tired of being a fake. Now I know my friends here are struggling through the same things that I'm struggling through. And which was really neat, this took place at a school, a Title I school, a lot of kids living in poverty on the other side of the island from where I live. But I was at church recently, and there's a youth in my church youth group who goes to school there. So I asked him, tell me, here we are a few weeks later, how's it been since Challenge Day? And he's like, people are just nicer, There's kids who didn't really fit in and seem to have friends who are making friends now. He can just tell that the fights are less, that he just feels more comfortable being at school. It's really just in this one day, in this 1 week of Challenge Day with groups of kids, how they just they're changing the school climate. So I just wanted to give a shout out to this nonprofit. I urge you guys to check it out. It's called Challenge Day. You can bring it to your schools, you can bring it to your school districts. Like, let's just be part of the change to see all these kids, these shootings, the suicide, the bullying, the cyberbullying, all the pressures and things that the kids are walking through. Let's be part of the change. And this program right here is an excellent source to just get that conversation going and see school climates transform. Thank you.